Hello, 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 hello. We back for the mess. We back for the mess. Oh my goodness. What we got going on? Hold on. I got an echo going on. All right. We back for the mess. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. And it is season, what is it? Season 12, episode 7. Boots on the ground. Let me know how you rated this episode and if who you thought was the person who was the MVP of this episode. What do you think about the new girls trying to clock in? Let's talk about it. Okay. So we got the little mini scenes going on. We got Dr. Brandy in there giving out some Botox. Lady face is frozen because she can't move her eyebrows like that. And we got Toya and the boys. They're riding in the car. Toya was I think it's who's the youngest boy. I can't remember his name. Was it Ashton and Avery? So it may be Avery. Avery is, got some rap lyrics going on, and she wanted him to, to perform his rap song. And she asked him about his lyrics, and he said he got his lyrics from Chat GPT, honey. Is that what the rappers are doing now? Getting the raps from Chat GPT? So then we have Dr. Jackie talking with a client about doing self breast exams. Her mouth says she was doing it, but her face said she was not. So Dr. Jackie was getting on her about it. So I'm going to go and we're going to have it where it's like two groups. We got group 1 and group 2 because the group is divided. Okay. So we're going to start off with group 1. I don't know what's going on. Like I don't know. Maybe I need a new computer. But anyways, so group 1, we got the ladies meeting at Angel's house, and we have Quad, Heavenly, and Dr. Mimi, right? So the first one to arrive is Dr. Mimi. Seems like she's always on time and punctual. And the next person to arrive was Dr. Heavenly. And Dr. Heavenly, like, I've been around the world and all the things I could have did. Like I'm driving this long journey across the world. She said she could have worked the 8-hour shift. She could have found her son. She could have did all those things. She could have did all those things within the time it took for her to drive to boomfuck Egypt, somewhere in Georgia, to get to Angel's house. But she's glad that she invited her. So then we have Quad there. And so, Dr. Heavenly, talks about Quad having a baby in there. So Quad says in her confessionals, she's not ready to tell the ladies about her fertility journey fail yet. So she's going to, wait, because, life is lifing and, sometimes people can't deal with it like that. So we have, with that, she says, so, she's not going to tell her because, Dr. Heavenly was like, there's a baby in there. It's a baby in there. Well, so the girls are talking. They was asking about Dr. Heavenly's brother. Simultaneously, we have another conversation going on with the ladies. Look like at I don't know, maybe some kind of restaurant or something. And the ladies that are meeting over there is Dr. Contessa, Toya, Brandy, and Dr. Simone. Dr. Jackie ain't in either one of these things. She's like, I ain't in it. She's like, she is the whole medicine, okay? So they're talking about Dr. Heavenly's brother. So Dr. Heavenly says, she was glad that her brother showed up. And they asked her, would she be, willing to do like a DNA test? She said if her brother was willing to do it, she would do it. On the other hand, on group 2, the women was filling Contessa in on what happened at the reunion. So Contessa's daughter was out. I think she was in a pageant. And Toya was letting her know that it was a dry reunion because in that area, they could not have any, they couldn't have any, they couldn't have any alcohol. Okay. So they couldn't have any alcohol there. So it was dry. Then They also let Contessa know that Heavenly turned up with a brother. I was like, how in the hell did she get a brother? Where did this brother come from? They was like, well, did a DNA test, whatever. And they said they didn't think that Heavenly had did that. So Heavenly also in group one announces that she's going to be running for a state representative. And she lets them know that she grew up on assistance, WIC and food stamps and things like that. And Angel brings up the foul shit that Toya did. Toya was not being a girl's girl, is what she was stating. Toya, the way she came to this man, and she don't really know Angel, it was ridiculous. So at the same time, we have Toya talking about what she did. And Contessa was like, you said that to the boy? She was like, yeah. She said, because she's trying to hurt my family. If I set her up, I'm like, Toya, what doctors you got in your family other than your husband? But I guess she's thinking of her husband's friends or whatever. This is bullshit anyway. Because if I set her with my family and she's playing me, and all the women in their confessionals like, no, that was messy. That was not a girl's girl. You should not have done that. So, so we're back here. They're talking, and Dr. Contessa talks about, seeing like the group is being divided. And she wants to have a girls' trip. And Dr. Simone goes, man, time has changed in about a year. She said, because I remember last year you were like, not my mama who died in 2010. Remember she said, what she said, square up hoe to Dr. Heavenly. So that was that scene. Let's see here what else we got to address. So, but Contessa wants to plan the girls' trip to bring the women back together, and so they can move forward. So now we're down to the event where Dr. Heavenly is going to launch her bid for state representative. And she has Quad as her campaign manager. Well, we know she's not running for state representative anymore right now. She's running for Congress. And she does have another for real campaign manager. Okay. So in there we have Dr. Heavenly. She's up there, they're in the parking lot. And she says there's a lot of people that launches their political aspirations there at the parking lot that's kind of in front of the State House. So that's what she did, because you got to be so far away anyways to do it. So she launched it there. So she came out, and honey, Dr. Heavenly was in Dr. Heavenly mode, telling the people, come up close, come up close. Come up close. Then she's like, God damn it. They're looking like, really? So Toya has shaded Quad about being Dr. Heavenly's campaign manager. She said, oh, what Quad really needed? Quad needed a job. Says the woman who is not doing anything all day. I mean, her job is Married to Medicine, but don't look like she has nothing else going on outside of Married to Medicine. So then we have, Dr. Heavenly, she gets up, she talks about, why she decided to run. She decided to run because her boy got pulled over, whatever, but he was able to make it home safe. But she said a lot of men in that age group does not. And she talks about healthcare. She talks about being the one who will stand up and speak out, and that she's the one for the job. And honey, I already said I didn't watch the Patreon with Dr. Heavenly and Carlos, and Dr. Heavenly was like, shoot. He said, there's anything that you feel, no, I think it was Candy, that like that you kind of regret doing on the reality show. And Dr. Heavenly said, no. She said, the people ask me. So therefore the people know what I do. I was like, okay, Dr. Heavenly. She said, she don't regret shit. So Then, so as they were going on, Toya was there taking notes. Dr. Heavenly was saying that everybody was supportive, all except for one person. She didn't name Toya, but Dr. Contessa, she ain't talking about me. Then they were like, everybody know they was talking about Toya, and people were like Dr. Heavenly said tonight on Carlos King Patreon, the reason why Toya showed up, because she showed up for a check. It was a cast, all cast event, and she had to be there for the check. That's why she was there. And so, also in the Patreon, because I think Dr. Heavenly had put up a video today, and it shows like the women speaking on her behalf, and they she didn't call Toya up to speak. And that's one of the reasons that she told Contessa was she was upset. She said it was embarrassing her that she was not able to speak. Dr. Heavenly said, why in the hell would I have Toya to speak on my behalf when she already said she wouldn't vote for me and said all these other things? She said, I would look crazy. Because she would have got up there and acted a damn fool. We know that. She wasn't asking Toya to do shit. You can't try. We see what she did in front of that doctor that Angel was with. So I don't know. And Angel was not having it. She said, Toya is not a girl's girl. And honey, she ain't fooling with that type of person. So we go from there to we got Dr. Simone. She arrives, and I think she has Cecil's nieces with her, but she arrives, and like Dr. Heavenly said at first in the Patreon tonight, she said at first Dr. Simone did support her. She said she even donated to her campaign. So I'm telling you, I think these ladies are all, doing whatever they do for TV, and they're differently off the screen. But anyways, so Dr. Heavenly is running for District 93. And when she had mentioned that everyone supported her except for one person, Toya goes, so Heavenly's going to try to bully me into supporting her? No. So, so Dr. Contessa, okay, let me back up. So when Dr. Simone gets there, she got the notes from Toya, and she said they were messy notes. She said, but she's going to need them, because like I seem like that Dr. Simone uses the things she gathers, she uses it so she can get back at a person. So we see how, she likes to get information and all of that. So this is part of her information gathering. Well, Dr. Contessa, she comes over and asks Dr. Heavenly about why she picked Quad as her manager. And she's like, because Quad, is a smart girl. She catches on fast. And she can do the job. And she said, we know that. But, like for the people looking in, she's like, well, she said, we didn't come to play. We came to win. So, and then, Dr. Contessa goes on in her confessional and says, she said Dr. Heavenly may be a shitty friend. She said, but as far as a businesswoman, and all those other aspects, she is basically phenomenal. She's a very smart, and she has a very good business head. So, Dr. Heavenly, she says she does all her jobs good. So her job on this show is to be messy and not stir the pot and not give you her business. That's what she's doing. So we're going to keep on going here. So we have Mimi. She's asking Brandy, will she endorse Dr. Heavenly? And Brandy was like, I got to get to know her a little bit better before I endorse her. And she goes, oh. She said, well, be careful of who you align yourself with. And Brandy was like, what? yes, be careful, because you're like aligning yourself with Toya, this or that. Brandy said, I don't need you to tell me nothing, basically. And she said, well, Toya was saying negative things about Dr. Heavily. I guess when Dr. Heavily was up there. And so she was like, well, I just assume that you do whatever Toya does. Brandy was like, wait a minute. I see you trying to, basically, I see you trying to clock in, but let me let you know. I see you and I ain't that girl. So she said, because I don't even know, you want me to pick a side. Are y'all really try to come over here with the cool kids? She's like, are you really the cool kids? I think Brandy is Toya's lapdog. I think so. And Mimi trying to be in charge of the new girls. That's how it's kind of rolling out right now. So Mimi goes, well, shoot, in her confessional, how she could ever really take Toya serious, basically from the things she said, called her names at her party. And then she goes, I guess she wants to be friends with Toya, or does she want to be Toya? I said, oh Lord. So as the women are going back and forth, I think it was one of the doctors come over. I think it was Dr. Simone and possibly Dr. Jackie. And they're trying to figure out who was the aggressor or whatever. And Mimi was just telling her, hey, like I said, be careful who you align yourself with. And Dr. Simone was like, Heavenly gonna have to get used to this. She said, because it's going to be a lot of neck rolling and finger waving when she gets out there, and kind of laugh, about everything. And then so after that scene, we have the that we have the meetup between Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone is expressing basically she's tired. So she's decided not to do the obstetrician anymore. So she won't be delivering any babies anymore. She's tired. She's going to focus only on gynecology. So, and also she was just saying basically between her and Cecil, everything, as far as sex, she's still getting wet. The sex is still good. But basically she's miserable. And she don't want to go into her golden years like this. She went on to explain in her confessional that when Cecil retired from the corporate world, he left a job with a very good income. Okay? She says now the heavy lifting of everything is, I think she said 90% on her, or she's doing most of the heavy lifting. So she's not liking the fact that most of the income right now is coming from her. And she has maybe a disdain or a resentment. Looks like his life is easy, he gets to run around with the boys, cook her some food, just be relaxing. He's living the soft girl life. And she ain't like it because she's like, I'm out here working hard. My boys are spending up all my money. I'm not living life like that. So she's not happy at all. So she was saying, and Dr. Jackie was listening to her, and she said, sounds like you're headed towards divorce. And Dr. Simone said, would it be that bad? Honey, I'm at the point right now, if you are that unhappy, Dr. Simone, maybe you should try. Separation then, I guess. All I will say, if you're looking for some, thinking that the grass may be greener on the other side, honey, for what I understand, the dating pool is piss. So if you could work it out, because she says, I guess she doesn't feel like he's, emotionally there for her. And I think these kids is wearing her out too, that Michael, whatever. But tonight, Dr. Simone, Dr. Eugene, Toya, and Cecil, they were out on a double date at the Atlanta Falcons game. So shit, there you go. She said, we so miserable, we out here. So her and Cecil must be working it out because they're out at the basketball game. So I don't know. Is Dr. Simone doing this for the TV show? I don't know. Because last episode, Dr. Cecil had to he let them nuts drop and say, when she was like, because don't nobody give a fuck about me. He's like, what? Who don't? And she turned that little subject around and got to laughing at the end of it. He's like, don't do me like that. So then, what do we got going on? We have, Angel's event. And this is where the shit gets kicked off. Angel's having an event, and it is the event of her scrub launch. It's called the Life Angels Uniform Company. That's the name of her company. And it is scrubs. She's got in her, I don't know, statement, mission statement or whatever. It is, my scripture is my software. So this is supposed to be like a futuristic futuristic event where the women were supposed to come in like a metallic look or whatever. So Dr. Contessa is always going to come wearing her costume. So she came wearing her metallic dress, and she couldn't understand what scrubs had to do with spaceships and all that kind of shit. But she's, I'm here for it. So, some of the women, Dr. Contessa came by herself. Dr. Simone came with Cecil. We got Dr. Heavenly and Damon. We got Jackie and Curtis. And we got Mimi and Steve. And we got Quad and King, okay? So the women, they all kind of come dressed up a little bit. And Dr. Simone is very casual. Quad comes in one of the scrub outfits. And here goes Toya. Oh, I guess she wanted to be a model. Like Dr. Heavenly said this evening on the Patreon, Toya is working hard to make sure she can pay that damn house off. So I feel like Toya is going to be into it with whomever it is, or she going to have something to say. Toya is trying to keep shit going, whatever, because to me, this is the Dr. Heavenly and Toya show. And I'll say what Dr. Heavenly, Toya, and Simone. So Dr. Simone comes over to Dr. Heavenly, and she talks about the notes that Toya sent her. And I guess they're trying to let her know what a politician has to go through. So, Toya, Dr. Heavenly was like, come on, bring it to me, bring it on, She goes, so I'm going to sit down. Toya was like, you can't sit down at a debate. She said, this ain't a damn debate, and I ain't debating y'all. So she sat down anyways, and they were just trying to refute some of the things that Dr. Heavenly said. Dr. Heavenly said, I did my research. That's what she said in the Patreon. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. She said, Danes with their research. So then we have a actual part where there's Toya and all the women in group 2. They're all talking. And the group 2 women are over there plus just one moment.
Okay. Downstairs in the room.
Sorry about that. Look, my son trying to figure out if he got a temperature or not. So, anyways, the women had asked Dr. Was trying to, question Dr. Heavenly and try to, basically state she ain't ready to being a politician, So they had the group, 2 women were all standing around, and Mimi happened to be over there. And Dr. Simone was like, "Are you supposed to be over here with us?" Just joking with her. She's like, "Oh." And so they brought up the issue. What was the issue between Brandy and Dr. Mimi? And she said, "I just told her to be careful who she aligned herself with." And they're like, "Who?" "Toya." So then Toya says, "What?" She don't, we need to be careful of you. She says, "I'm going to disengage." Toya told her, where I'm at, Lord have mercy. Toya told her to disengage on back over to your crew because you're not our type. So I'm like, what's the type? She goes, "I don't need people trying to psychoanalyze me." And I think that Dr. Mimi is always trying to do that, because Dr. Heavenly mentioned that last year in one of her YouTube lives, that she don't need nobody trying to psychoanalyze me. So, Dr. Mimi, you should not, these are your friends. They're not your patients, okay? Remember that. Friend group. People are not wanting you to diagnose them or whatever, okay? So, but it is what it is. So, and Mimi says that Toya will pull someone down just to lift herself up, including her husband. Yes, that is Toya. So then we have Angel come out. And Angel comes out in this metallic, futuristic dress and shades. Girl, Angel got the body. And she got the body, honey. And it was like, some of them, Dr. Contessa and Brandy, thought she would have came out in the scrubs. But no, because these scrubs fit her body to the T. So she came out and, she was talking about the launch of the scrubs or whatever, and said these are first she said for African-American women, but, all women. Women with curves for everybody. You should say it's for, people, and it's going to give them, it's not going to fit so boxy. And for women with curves, it fit better. Now, I don't wear scrubs, but sometimes I used to nurse at church, so I would wear scrubs. And they do fit, especially if you they fit awkward to me anyways. But so these scrubs, I guess the fabric is supposed to be nice and comfortable, and it's for shapelier people. Okay. So she's out there, and her scrubs look nice. And what's nice at her event, she has actual live mannequins, modeling, the outfit so they can be able to fill it. And she have gift bags for all the women, and she do have scrubs for them. Because I forgot who got the extra small. Maybe Dr. Contessa or whatever. So Dr. Contessa tells the women, all of the girls, about the girls' trip and was asking everybody if they wanted to go. Now, during the melee, that's her sole business, is to walk around and ask everybody if they still coming, okay? So Angel asked Toya, "What kind of friend are you?" And Toya's like, "Why? A good one. What's going on?" Angel said, "We could talk about it another time." Toya's like, "What? Talk about it now. Whatever. No, we can talk about it another time. I asked you about it because I'm not a fake friend. But we could talk about it another time." That brought the bullshit between Dr. Simone and Quad. Quad gets to asking her about that VIN number and why you look at it. What kind of friend does that? A fake friend. And honey, they start going back and forth. This altercation looked like it was about to be a fight. They all up into each other's faces, calling each other bitches and shit. I mean, it was just as bad as the behind the during the intermission or whatever at the reunion last year. Just like, I don't know what kind of love-hate relationship those two have, but they go in and it gets really nasty between Dr. Simone and Quad. Now, first of all, I always think it's funny when a person is trying to stop you from arguing, because I thought she was trying to stop, was it Angel? Angel and Toya, was it? Or was it, I don't know. One of them she's trying to stop. But here she's the one that is going off. Because she got loud before Dr. Simone got loud. So, after all of that, Dr. Heavenly said that was Yandy. Yandy was the one that pulled Quad away, from the altercation. And, Dr. Simone was like, I cannot believe Quad is like, trying to nuck if you want to, nuck if you buck if you nuck, I don't know, trying to pop off about a VIN number. She said, if that's your vehicle, honey, just roll on with it. Dr. Simone, I will say, I'm a nosy bitch my damn self. But usually I'm looking up, like, if the neighbors are selling their houses and I see it, first of all, I'll go online so I can see what it look like on the inside. So I can see all the pictures or whatever. But I don't intentionally go and look up my friend's address or whatever. Or, try to figure out those things. I don't. So Dr. Simone is pissed that Dr. Heavenly told Quad. Dr. Heavenly tonight said, actually, when she said this, if you guys recall last season when they were doing the accounting on the money from the Med Gala in Dr. Jackie's kitchen, is when she stated this. She said, so it actually was filmed, whether they played it or not, but it was filmed. So she said, the way she said it, hell, you stood to, you said it in front of the camera, didn't think your mind that it got out, like that. So she said that she can't trust Heavenly because Toya goes, why do you keep continuously tell Heavenly anything? Because she's going to go back and tell it. And Dr. Heavenly said, yeah, I am a messy bitch because I don't want to tell my shit. But you said it with your chest, basically. And honey, I didn't think it was a problem. And she knows I'm Quad's friend. And yes, I was going to go back and tell her. So, like I said, during the melee with everybody arguing, Dr. Contessa was asking who all was still coming on the trip. And the man said, y'all got to go on that trip because we already got nights scheduled to be going to the strip club. So y'all best to go. That was said by Cecil. So we have Dr. Simone and Heavenly. They have Simone, she's standing on business today. Dr. Simone and Heavenly gets into it because Simone is over there by Contessa and Dr. Heavenly. And Contessa said, let's take a picture. Dr. Heavenly has her arm out and try to grab her in for a picture. And Dr. Simone squeezed her arm and kind of, get your heart off of me. I don't want to take no pictures with you. I'm not taking no picture with no fake ass friend. So then Dr. Heavenly says, I'm sorry you feel that way about your household. And Dr. Simone was like, Bring it, bitch, bring it. You talk crazy to me, you're going to get it. You know, she going off. Then here come Angel. Oh, in the name of Jesus, this girl. I guess she's trying to get them demons up out of there. Because, honey, Dr. Simone wasn't playing, honey, and was what Carlos King called her surround sound. She was surround sounds, honey. So my bring it, bitch, whatever. You ain't gonna talk crazy to me and think I ain't gonna say nothing. Bring your shit, bitch. Whatever. So finally, the last little scene is when Angel goes up to Dr. Simone and tells her, I'm not going to bring you to no more events if you're going to act like this. Simone said, fine. Don't invite me to anything. She said, because when you round me up, this is what you get. She said, but why are you talking to me and not saying anything to Quad and Heavenly? Because they're her friends. Because Quad was the one who jumped it off. When she was jumping it off, King over there on the countdown to when the bullshit is going to start. So this episode, which I rated, because that's basically the end of it. But what do y'all rate this episode? It got crazy. And so I guess Dr. Heavenly says that Dr. Simone touched her while she was angry and hollering. And she was like, don't holler and touch me. She's because the actually got a lot worse. She said, but she really felt like, because she brought up Dr. Damon, and she said she felt like that really Dr. Simone wanted her to go in on C. So she's about, I wasn't giving it. She said, I left because I felt like I was going to end up slapping somebody. She said, I knew I was going to, or she's trying to run for office and she's trying to be somewhat pulled up, and have a little couth about herself, but she was like, So I was not trying to go there. But she said, if, after seeing the scene, she said, I would have actually gave her a hug. Because, what all she's going through. She said, but I'm going through shit. Hell, I act like that. But she also talks about, what else she said? Oh, Dr. Heavenly had talked about last week about her half brother. And she said that basically her mother married her daddy because he was in the military. That's what her mama told her. And that, she married him, to get the military benefits, but she still had her boyfriends. So it wasn't like, like her daddy just did some things and the mama was just this, devoted wife. That was not it. She said that her brother named Travis has, because she said my dad has outside kids. So he had a family with this other lady. And the kids, so there was a brother that was not Travis, his other brother, had came to Dr. Heavenly's father's funeral, but the sister did not allow him to come in. So she said that she's like, because I don't know why I'm telling y'all my business. This is on the Patreon from last week. This week, she just kind of went in on Toya ass. And she's trying to figure out why is Toya so mad. And like I said, she said Toya is trying to make sure she stay into it, everybody, because she's trying to make sure she can pay on that house. I said, because if Dr. Heavenly wins this congressional seat, we know she's not on the show anymore. I'm going to miss her, but she's not going to. I hope she wins, but she's not going to be on the show anymore. She got time for the show. She never ass up there in the damn house. So, and I'm thinking that Toya knows that. So I feel like Toya is really trying to come at Heavenly to ruin her chances of winning. That's what I feel. Also, Dr. Heavenly said, I ain't even main cast. I'm a friend of. She said, but who's bringing more stuff? Like, got to name it everybody. Only people who's bringing this stuff is her, Dr. Simone. She's a Dr. Simone. Did win one of those award, a global award or whatever it's called, and Toya. And she said, Carla was like, quiet. This scene, was kind of coming up there, but the rest of them, they're there. But she got main character energy. Because when I heard she was a friend of this year, I was kind of like, oh no. She's my favorite cast member because she's messy, funny. I feel like Toya is not as funny. She's messy. And it's irritating because it really seems very mean. And I don't know what kind of humor you call that, but I don't like it. I really don't. And like Dr. Heavenly was saying, this season, Toya just seems so miserable. And she's like, why? Because she got every motherfucking thing. She don't have to worry about cooking or cleaning or nothing, getting the boy to school, anything. She's because Dr. Eugene take care of all of that. So what's the problem? I don't know. But we will watch and see. And we'll find out what next episode is going to bring. Looks like Dr. Heavenly going to break down. And I can imagine that is disappointing that she hasn't seen her son. And from what I understand, she texts him, but she still hasn't saw him as of right now. So I don't know how you could do some shit. I cuss you out because you could have possibly been dead doing the shit you did. Because what they gave him a charge of what's that, like battery on the cop or something like that, or resisting arrest, something like that. A lot of people don't come out of that. So she was just saying, we had these kids, we raised them like we did because we come from, very small means. We were all first generation, probably college graduates and people who are doing well. So we raised our kids, giving our kids what we did not have. And these little mother tuckers don't know how to, they haven't really had a taste of the real world. And, we shelter them from it, and they feel like they can do anything, and they should not be able. And she just said for Toya, she said Toya need to keep her mouth closed on what kids do because her kids are not there at that age yet. And I do understand that because I thought that when Toya brought up, oh, my kids are good, girl, wait till your kids get grown and let them make a few mistakes. When they go ahead and make it through college, whatever, you ain't got nothing that you had to go through with them, then fine. But right now, they're still young. I think one is in the 9th grade or 10th, and the other one may be still in middle school. You ain't had an issue with them yet. Keep living. So that is my podcast. And I'd like you to know, if you catch the replay, please, 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 please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get back in this algorithm. It is hard as hell to get back in it. So you come in, like the video, please comment. Let me know how you rate this episode. And who you think is the MVP so far this season. I feel like Heavenly and Toya is carrying the season on their back. And Simone, it's the same storyline, but it got real. And Simone ain't afraid to go there because, honey, she was shutting it down. And, and the new girls, they tried to clock in. But Angel, if you was gonna have it with Toya, I think you should have brought it up right then and there, or either said you and her need to have, and obviously you could talk about some things. But for to bring it up and then because you didn't want to ruin your event, well, Quad them did that anyways. Quad, Dr. Simone, and Dr. Hamlin, they did it. So since it was being ruined, you should have been the first one to ruin because it was your stuff. Yeah, you were pleading the blood of Jesus on these people, and they still acting a fool. You've been casting out that one demon. So that's my review for episode 7, Boots on the Ground. And tomorrow it will be Brandy and myself, and we'll be reviewing Real Housewives of Potomac plus Married to Medicine. And so we'll, we got our banter to go back and forth. We can, really talk about the things we want to talk about. But I said, let me do my own little review. And then Brandy and I get back together and do our commentating. So you all have a great evening. What's left of it. Happy Dr. Martin Luther King birthday to everyone. I hope you guys all did something pro-Black. I hope you enjoyed your day. My pro-Black thing was watching my grandkids all day. And my husband was here. That's why I ain't go on live earlier, because I didn't know he was going to be off. So you guys have a great evening. And I'll see you tomorrow. Same bad channel, same bad time, about 9 o'clock. Talk to you later. Good night.